I started doing therapy after Danny died, and the therapy that I was given was similar to what troops get when they come back from the front for PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And the most common therapy is this thing called EMDR. This is a lot of jargon, but the idea of EMDR is that you alternately stimulate one side of the brain and then the other.
And that's what walking does.
And at the same time, think through or talk through the experiences that have been so traumatic. It's that metronome of back and forth and the walking that really makes the difference. And I think, looking back, I think he couldn't have chosen a better self-prescribed therapy than walking 2,200 miles.
It turns out.
We had a lot of memorable hikes. I think the most was the last one. We got to Baxter State Park in Maine, and it was a beautiful day. It was about mid-afternoon when we got there, and we were planning on hiking the next day, but we got there a little earlier than we expected. So we decided to hike that day, and we couldn't go up Katahdin because it wasn't 1st of June yet, it was closed. So we walked the other direction. And it was, you know the movie The Wizard of Oz? When it's black and white until they get to Oz, and then all of a sudden everything comes out in color. That's what it was like. The moss was this iridescent day-glow green, and the trail itself was gold because there were pine needles in the trail that were golden brown, and the canopy of trees came all the way overhead. Could barely see the sky.
It just
Every
felt
once
magical.
in a while, you'd get this view of Katahdin. It was.
And we tried
perfect.
to take pictures. We did take pictures of it, but it could not capture the beauty. And we tried to explain to people the beauty of it. But
they go,
I think you had to be there. you just had to be there. Besides, we knew Danny had told us that Maine was his favorite state to hike in, and so I think we probably already had an affinity to thinking that this was going to be beautiful, and it was more beautiful than I could have expected.
I don't think there's any prescription. Depression is a very large bundle of diagnoses that just kind of get bunched together with a word, and I don't think I have any answers for that, but I do know this: the impact that doing a long hike or even a short hike can have on my emotions and my emotional state is very profound. There's a peacefulness. If I'm in a state where I'm disturbed about Danny or whatever the situation is, it won't cure it, but it sets it aside for long enough to move my mind and my emotions and my spirit onto something else. For those who haven't tried hiking in the woods, wherever your woods are,
Go hiking them.
I encourage you to give it a shot. And to anybody who was inspired by this video or by our story to help the Appalachian Trail be there for people who are seeking that kind of respite from the craziness of everyday life or from whatever's going on inside or outside, we'd be very honored to find that happen.
Yeah.